Hello guys, so hope you people are doing fine. And today I will be discussing a technical topic, and I will be going through a coding problem. And this is a SQL problem. I will try to just explain the problem first. I'll show you the input and output data, and then I will pause for a moment so that you can think of the solutions by yourself, or you can just stop me, stop my video, right? And then you can think and come with the solutions in mind, the SQL query in mind, and then you can still proceed with my video till the end and check if the solutions you are thinking is matching with the solutions I am giving. And the idea is like whenever we are thrown a query problem, SQL query or coding problem, how we basically create a bucket of techniques, right? So because every problem SQL query is given, right? So you have a specific pattern of problems which can be solved by a pattern of techniques, right? So we will try to think on that line whenever I'm creating the interview prep or real project SQL queries or coding practices. I will try to zero down to that approach so that you can practice those approach and you will be eventually successful in interviews or in your real project or when you are building the real product. So today's topic is like kind of a simple problem. You can see that there is an orders table, and then orders table is having customer ID, order ID, and amount. So it's kind of a transactions table where we are keeping track of all the orders for a company where every customer, whenever they are giving some orders or with the amount, it is logged in, right? And then it may be possible that single customer have multiple orders with different amounts, and the business want to understand who are the customers who have like taken uh, most number of who have spent most amount, right, total spent amount for the products they sell, and what is the average amount. So if a person say bought for three orders they spend 600, so each order actually average is kind of 200, right? So average amount they want to understand, and who is the customer who is actually highestly paid, right? So I mean high to low, we want to see who are their highest paid customer and who are their low paid customer, and they want to market or add some loyalty program on that basis. So if business want to see that kind of a data, so we have tried a query for that. So I will just explain you the input data so that you can understand it better. So if you can see, this is the input data. You can see that these are customer ID 101, 102, 3, 4, and these are order IDs, right? 1 to 10, and this is the amount spent by the customer, each customer. Now, it might be possible the customer actually have different order IDs, right? So, like example, 101 actually have order ID 1, 2, 3, and they have spent amount 100, 200, and 150, right? So the idea is like here we have to find the total amount spent. Like for example, 101 have spent 100 plus 200, 300 plus 150, it's 450, right? So we have to understand that. As well as we have to calculate the average. So if you just divide 450 by 3, because there are three orders, so it will be average is 150, right? And then if I do that, then also business want to understand who are the customers have spent most of the money, and they want it to order wise, they want to rank it, right? So example, if you see 104, 104 have spent around 200 plus 100, 300, 450 plus 500, right? So he may be the highest paid customer, right? So the business want to understand this. You write a query or SQL code such a manner that you work with this input data and you get the output. Now, if I go back to the output will be looking like this. If you understand very clearly, 101, whatever I was discussing, total spend is 450, average is 150, and obviously rank is coming as second because if I see the total spent amounts by different customers, obviously 103 and 104 have spent same amount, so they are actually in equal rank. Both of them comes in the first, and then uh, sequentially other amounts will come in the sequence, right? Okay, so I will just take a pause for a second. Yeah, I allow you to think, or it's better that you stop the video for some time and think on the problem before I will go to the solutions. Now, um, hope you have thought about the solutions and you may have come up with the actual solutions. So, that's the fun part. You can check if the solutions I'm giving and solutions you are thinking is matching or not. Okay, this one I just added because I will try to add this in comment sections, or I will try to add this PPT so that you can reuse it. So kind of these DDL statements and then insert statements which you can use rather than wasting your time, right? So to generate the DDL or DML query, so that you can just copy paste that and then generate the data and then try to query that, right? Now, coming to this, if you can understand, so this is the ask, right? So, in the ask, whatever you are saying that we have to fetch different aggregated the count, sum, average, rank. These are basically most of the things they are asking for, which are basically aggregate functions. So you have to just write a query in a such a manner that every column will have aggregate functions, right? And for how you can do that. Now it's a very important point. Whenever you are trying to write a query, it's like a problem solving, right? So if you go back to your school days, like 11 or 12, right, when we are trying for preparing for IIT, when we go to our professors and then we try to solve, say, some critical physics problem or math problem complex, then usually what used to happen, some problems come at the logarithmic, some are trigonometry, some are geometry, right? So or calculus, right? And then there is a problem which basically need to have all these combination of skills, right? So you should know a logarithm, you should know trigonometry, you should know calculus to solve that problem, because three of them are needed. So our approach to solving this SQL query is like that. I will just try to see the problem first. I'll think with you, and I will try to bucket that problem in a category, right? Because every problem will have a different pattern to solve, right? So maybe some will be solved by window function, some will be solved by group by, some will be solved by left join, right? Some will be solved by inner query, right? So you will kind of categorize so that you can be more fast at the interview level or project level, or even when you are telling ChatGPT to write a code for you, you can redirect it that can you try doing the functions, right? It may come with different angles, but if you are a good coder and if you understand the problems categories, then you can get the best query out of ChatGPT, right, or the AI. Now, coming to that, these tips is here very simple, because window functions is a functions many of us knows that it allows you to, in a single row, it is allowed to, add a different aggregate function. So, is the exact requirement is if you just go to output data, you have to have a sum, you have to have an average amount in a single row for a specific customer, and that will be used by group by, right? So that kind of things can be done using Windows functions, right? Windows function will allow you to do that. And but the second point is we need rank also. The rank will be actually applied to the sum amount, which will be calculated, and then you can calculate the rank. So what I did here, I took an approach that I will create a temporary table or CTE, the common table expression, where I will first fetch the count and sum amount, and then I will query that table and then calculate the ranks using again window functions, right? And then I will produce the actual result. So hope you understand the strategy for the solution. Now I will directly go to the Snowflake, and I'll show you how to run this query. So this is Snowflake interface. This is, for instance, you can install. You can just register for it, and you can use it for your own for a month. Now I'm just running those DML script. So I'm just creating a table which is the orders table, and I will be just inserting those rows which I was showing you an input variable. Let's have a look at the data. It's order tables, and okay. So 1 minute. Okay, why it is not showing the data? I don't know. It should be showing that. Just give me a sec. I will choose the database. So I'll be choosing the analytics DB, analytics, right? And then I query. Yeah, you can see the data, right? I have to just go to the table. So if you can see, these are the customer IDs, right? Which I was talking about, right? These are the order IDs, right? and these are the amounts, right? So you can basically, if you want to see the data in a more, you can say order by customer ID. That will basically give you a better look in the data, so that you can actually understand that, right? If you can see, right, 101 fast and then 104, right? Correct. So 100 to 104, and these are the range it is giving. No problem, right? Now I will show you the actual query which have to be run to get the data. So if you understand, so what I was telling that, right? So I have used the count functions, which is again an aggregate function. Sum is again an aggregate functions, and average is again an aggregate functions, right? So all the aggregate functions I actually use using window functions over. And what will be the partitions? Partitions will be the customer ID, right? So I want to understand count, I want to understand the sum, I want to understand the average on customer ID partition. So I have just write this internal query, right? And I just stored it as a tempcte table. So this is my intermediate data where I have customer ID. If I just run this query, you will understand better. So it is basically give me a kind of customer count, right? So 101 have 3 orders, 104 have 4, 103 have 1, and 102 have 2. And these are the total spent amount, and this is the average amount. Now what is going to happen? I have to calculate the rank on this, right? Because these two, 103 and 104, is the highest rank because they have spent the most money, right? The next is 101, and then we have 400, right? So this is the top 101, 103 and 4 are top spent customer, and then we have 101 who is in between, and then 102 is the lowest spent customer. So what I want to make you understand that if you create a 10 city table using these window functions, then top of that table I will be running this query where I'll be taking customer ID, I will be taking total spend, I'll be taking average amount, and I will do a ranking, right? So here I will do a ranking. I will say it's a window functions ordered by total spend because I have to calculate the rank on total spend, right? Descending one because I'm saying that high to low, right? And from Tame City, I'll get these records, and then I order by customer ID. So if I just try to run this query, let us see if we can get the result or not. If you can see yes, you get that, right? So 103 and 104 at the top spend 500 is a 1, and then this is something like average amount, right? Whatever they spent, and this is like 102 and 101 are the other ranks, right? And these two are actually in the same rank. So because we have used rank, we didn't use dense rank. So this basically will take the same rank, and it will skip one rank, right? And it will directly go to 3 and 4, right? So you can just have a look on the video again. If you don't understand anything, just ping me, message me in LinkedIn also, or any doubt you have, just put in the comment sections. And I'd love to hear from you. If you have a better approach, just let me know and post the query in the in the comment box. Yeah, so that's all from my side today. And like subscribe to my channel if you like the videos, and have a nice day ahead.